So in this video, I'm going to show you how to solve an equation when the variable appears in two places on opposite sides of the equal sign. And so what we want to do, we could guess, we could do like we've done in some simpler problems and start guessing like if d was 1. Let's say 3 times 1 plus 8. Does that equal 2 times 1 minus 7? Well, no, it doesn't. So I could be guessing a while. So rather than guess, I'm going to undo this problem. And what I really want is d on one side, all the d's. So I want to say d equals something. That's what I want to get to. And so the way that I do that is think of the equal sign as staying in the middle. And over here I have a 2d, and over here I have a 3d. There's more d's over here than here. So what I'm going to do is leave this side alone for the moment. So that would be 3d plus 8. And on this side, 2d minus 2d minus 7. So I'm going to take 2d away from here, but that means I have to take it away from here too. Now some of you might be thinking, well, you didn't take it away. Well, yes, I did, because it's a negative, and negative is like subtraction. So if I have a negative 2d here and a negative 2d there, then I've done the same thing to both sides. And what that will do now for me is if I rewrite this, over here I have a negative 2d and a positive 3d, so that's negative 2 of these and 3 of these, which means when you put them together, I'm left with only 1d plus the 8. And over here, this goes away. That was the whole idea, undoing it. And I'm left with negative 7. And so I'm closer. Now I need something plus 8 to give me negative 7. And I might be able to reason that out and just come up with a number that works for that. And hopefully you understand that that number is going to have to be a negative number for this to work. So d is going to be a negative number. And if you think about moving this 8 or getting this 8 away from the d, it's plus 8. So the way I'm going to get rid of it or move it or undo it is to subtract 8 from both sides. And so I have a minus 8 there and a minus 8 there. And a minus 8 and a negative 8 are the same thing. Some of you might be saying, well, you didn't do a subtract 8. A negative 8 and minus 8 would be doing the same thing. Take away 8 or adding a negative 8 is the same thing. So now what I'm left with is 8 minus 8, or positive 8 and a negative 8 makes 0. And so the only thing left over here is the d, which is what I wanted, d on one side. And a negative 8 and a negative 7. You can think of this as subtract 7, or you can think of it as negative 7. Negative 8 and a negative 7 is negative 15. Now you can see that if you'd guessed and checked, you would have been guessing and checking potentially for a while if you were working your way up or trying to find that negative 15. So the only number, the only solution that works for this is negative 15. And I can always check 3 times d, or 3 times negative 15, plus 8 is supposed to equal 2 times negative 15 minus 7. So that's 3 times negative 15 is negative 45 plus 8 should equal negative 30 minus 7. Negative 45 and a positive 8 is negative 37 equals negative 37. So that solution, this solution works. And that's how you solve, unless you're going to guess and check, a problem that has the variable in two places. One variable in two places on opposite sides of the equal sign. Always undoing, always moving letters to one side, numbers to the other, and eventually a letter equals a number, and we've solved this equation. And that is problem number 8 from the practice page. So that might help you get started on some of those too.